All right. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. I'm Karma. This is Karma on Deck for your Scorpio weekly reading of August 27th of 2021. One more for the day, and then we shall see if I do some more or not. I don't like to get too loopy because I get confused on who I'm talking to, but I know what reading I'm doing. So let's take a look and see what Scorpio has going on for this week. Visit my YouTube Karma on Deck Psychic, and you can take a look and see the picture-in-picture there. And you can see what's going on with the cards there. So first card that comes up, Knight of Cups, King of Swords. King of Swords was in play for Libra too. Actually, let me shuffle these one more time. Shuffle one more again. All right, here we go. All right, Five of Coins, Eight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Four of Swords. So the first thing that comes up that I want to note is there's a little bit of tension. So what I mean by tension is a feeling a little bit like you have pressure and deadline, right? So more so pressure and deadline than there is your tension for no reason or stress. So this is very different than anxiety. This is something that's kind of pressure, deadlines, things that you have to get done, or feeling as if there's a list, so to speak. So one of the other things we have here is Ace of Cups and Eight of Cups, both of which talk to us about love or an abundance of love and new beginnings. Eight of Cups telling us things are going to move quickly. So if you feel as if you've been stuck lately, this is going to be that moment where it unhinges a little bit. You've got the Six of Wands, which talks to us about an abundance of money coming your way. So now for all of us, this number's different, right? But it can be a chunk of change. Look here, this has to do with victory. There's a diamond at the bottom, and usually that's unexpected surprise of money. So I just want to get that out of the way. And I think it couldn't come at a more opportune time, because I do see some conflict and stuff that's been going on with you that has been cleared, a lot of decision making that's been going on. You've got the Tower card in play now, not to be the bearer of bad news, but you might have your foundation rocked a little bit. We do have Mercury retrograde coming up at the end of next month. So the Tower card is what I always call it, the great leveler. It's the card, I think Libra had this card in the exact same position, even, where it's like you have an opportunity to see where your support is. You have an opportunity to see where you stand. In the Libra reading, someone was talking about someone being on hospice. And when you have something like that, it makes you investigate your own standing in a very different way. So the Tower card in play, there might even be a move for you. I always say watch your attitude, and I don't mean to say that you're going to have one, but I feel like you're almost ready to slip that mouth of yours and say something, because we have the Page of Swords, which means quickness, right? Or you're ready to fight, or you're ready to take up this sword. If I have to, I will, kind of thing. And you've got this in your head. So it's like, so help me God, if they say one more thing, I'm gonna, right? It's just that feeling. So do self-care if you have to, so that you can prevent those outbursts. So we have Three of Swords, which means everything you say has been misunderstood or miscommunicated, and you're feeling frustrated a little bit by that. Let me see. This isn't really crazy. Like, you're working strongly toward building a foundation. We have here the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is our card for your foundation. Like, if you notice, there's these steps, and he's climbing these steps, and he's halfway there. So the best way to say is that, like, don't quit, because you're going to be in the middle of so many things if you do. Now, we have to ask the question, what is it that's getting miscommunicated, and who's involved in the fight? Because we have the Five of Swords, and if you look closely at this card, it has crossed swords going in different directions. So that tells me there's a person that you're opposite from, who you feel as if there's a conflict, and you're having to set these boundaries and these limits with other individuals. And then you have the Ten of Coins, which is things are black and white for you right now. Now the Six of Coins has been coming up a lot today, so it has to do with like bringing your ideas into fruition, and that's going to take from you is the King of Wands. What that means is think of kings and queens, and just look at feminine and masculine energy, not as male or female, but what you go do versus nurture, have. And so the King of Wands has to do with leadership, a lot of leadership, and being the one that's leading things in the direction they need to go. It's most especially if you walk in, like when I was a paramedic and things were a shitstorm, it's like, oh, okay, you just start out with getting vital signs instead of figuring out like the 99 other things we're going to do, but we should start with an IV and vitals, and then we'll figure out the other stuff. But we have to know where we stand first, right? So we have the King of Coins, which is that leadership. So you might have to come in and organize chaos and maybe redirect some things that are out of alignment. So I have to mention, though, that you have the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Cups, both of which talk to us about this energy of love. So that tells me that there's balance, much more so than you expect, and love and peace and pleasure. So there's going to be these two sides of the story for you right now, Scorpio. So, yeah. Don't be impulsive. That's the big message for this general spread for you, is impulsive behavior is not likely, but you're tempted, if that makes any sense. You're tempted to slip gears just a little bit and let it out. Find some other healthy ways to let it out if it's possible. You know, I have some suggestions. But all right, so let's pull some cards from Mystic Dreamer and see what your Scorpio moon reading is. So for Scorpio moon, for some of you that are regular, just Scorpio, and don't know your moon or rising, it still applies on how you're thinking and feeling. So let me take a look and see what's going on for you. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. There's some workshops coming up in the Tarot 101 class, the spiritual mentorship. Please join me. If you want to do any of those services, Reiki, etc., let me know. Subscribe to my YouTube if you want to see the picture-in-picture of the readings, and you can see them all in alignment, or look up your readings a little easier, or for another sign. So the first thing I have is Three of Pentacles. Now our Three of Pentacles can often mean being watched. If you notice, there's a woman here painting on a mural. And now we don't do much mural painting nowadays, but every time I get this card, it references social media, the internet, or connections via technology. So do you feel watched, or are you going along watching someone else's? So this is what I call my social media stalking card. Like, you know, I want to check out what they're doing, or what's going on, or it's not exactly snooping and it's not exactly stalking, but this is someone watching someone in that way. I have the Devil card and the Death card, the Two of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Now the Devil card is what vexes you. The Devil card is what bad habits are in play. Anything from substance abuse to too much Netflix, sexual misbehavior, alcohol, right? Any of those things that, you know, that we use to access. It also can reference someone antagonizing you or lies, and that has the Death card that is following it. So maybe you've put someone on block, or you've put someone on a limit, and you're just keeping an eye on things from a distance so that you can maintain your serenity, right? Like you've gone along to lengths in order to protect that. And I have the Death card, which is a change, a baptism, a renewal, right? Rebirth of some things. We have the Two of Wands, juggling too much, and the Knight of Pentacles, which means, again, that is impulsive, right? The Knight of Pentacles is impulsive, probably with spending, etc. Again, we have another card, which is a confirmation for watching. So the Six of Wands and the Sun card, Three of Wands and the King of Pentacles, and that second sentence for you, the Six of Wands talks to us about victory. I was describing this one to Virgo. The Six of Wands has a laurel wreath on a staff, which is his reward, like getting a badge or a medal, coming back from something successfully. So regardless of how you think things are, because I feel like this stuff is already in motion and it's about to clear itself, and you're watching these things closely, the dynamics, to make sure that nothing there has any blowback on you. We have the Six of Wands, which is victory. So there's going to be some acknowledgement for you as well. So you're going to get like not maybe the apology you're looking for, but you're going to feel this acknowledgement where you're like, yep, I was right. See, you just had to listen. So we have the Knight of Wands, which is the apology I was just mentioning. We have the Empress, which is don't push things. Okay, we can't push things too much because the timing, right? The Empress is all about timing. The Empress is all about leadership in a loving way. I think you want to redesign the energy that's going on around you. You're coming from a charitable heart with the Six of Pentacles. So you're very giving about things that are going on. So maybe you're pledging to do better with someone, or you're pledging, you know, with your integrity. Lately, that's been my theme. You know, what is it I am committed to? Am I doing what I say I'm going to do? Am I keeping my word? So the Knight of Swords, a pledge, honoring what it is you say you're going to do. And the final results card are the Tower and the Ten of Wands. So here's what's interesting about that sentence. If you look at the Tower, things falling apart, and the Ten of Wands, which is burden, you might find yourself carrying something you didn't intentionally want. And then in the end result, there is the Queen of Swords. Now, it might have been something you were supposed to be taken care of in the beginning, or to begin with, and now it's just falling to you, and it's just going to go along better. And then I have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I was nervous about pulling another card because when I did that for Libra, it kind of went weird at the end. It wasn't good news. But the Ten of Pentacles has to do with legacy. So legacy is what it is you're building towards your future. So every foundation that you're laying right now, and remember we had the Nine of Wands, which is getting halfway there. Like you're doing the good work. So the Ten of Pentacles is about taking this burden on out of this chaos and knowing how to design it better for the future. That's the Queen of Swords. That's my bitch card. That's the, we know we've got to say something sometimes, and it's the only way to get through to someone, because otherwise they're not listening, right? And it's being decisive and it's being clear. And when you're being decisive and clear, it doesn't mean you're being abusive. It just means that people that are so used to taking advantage no longer have that access. And so what does a caged animal do, right? What is anybody that you if they don't get their way, or a child that pouts? So just expect that behavior from people and hold the line, Scorpio. This is for you. Let me look here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, we have the Sun card too, which is celebration. So allow yourself to have these moments, because they're going to present themselves where you have some fun, whether that's like going to the lake or taking a picnic with the kids or doing something like bowling or anything fun, right? So the Sun card is about enjoyment. So there's some enjoyment that's going on. And also the Empress is one of my trump cards. It's the one where you're settled, you're individual, and you're perfectly balanced. Now the design isn't that you're totally feminine. The design is that you're nurturing things with your heart and doing things by intention. Let me pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients Oracle deck, and let's talk about what your focus is for this week through that deck. And I think I'm going to quit at that point. I think that's it for the day. And I'll come back and do my Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius next time. Tomorrow. Or maybe later. All right. This is for you, Scorpio. Thank you for hanging out with me. Destiny. Well, actually, it's astrology. So where it says destiny underneath astrology. So the card is telling us to look at where you're being led, look at your direction. What is your destiny? What is your, I want to say preordained. That's not the right word. What is your skill set? What is it that's already built into you? What is your destiny? Now, finding your purpose is one of the most asked questions of me as a life coach and as a psychic. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Just remember, anything that's bred in fear and worry is not something you should be focusing on. It's the things that bring you joy and love. Follow your heart. And finding your purpose is probably one of the most difficult yet easy things you can do. Difficult to find, easy to do. And it's the most challenging thing you'll do. But what is your destiny? It's asking you to take a look at where you're going and falling a little bit more in love with what you're supposed to be doing. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Please like, share, subscribe, come visit me on my YouTube, and comment. Let me know how you feel your reading went.